Well, hello and welcome to Knife Delights. This is another Saturday Stockman Stampede. It's a great open tag started by our friend Terry over at Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. If you haven't checked out his channel yet, you're missing out. Go over to Terry's Knives and check out not only knives, but he gets into, as you can see, other man stuff. Man needs fire, so he's got Zippos and flashlights, and he does great talks too. So check out Terry's channel there, would you? All right, so today what we have here is a Schrade Stockman, and I found this in an antique store. Actually, Jerry found this and handed it to me and says, "Do you have one of these?" And I said, "I don't think I do." So I went ahead and I got this one here. As you can see, it's a Schrade 899. It's got this wonderful clip point blade here, long and slender. It's got just a little bit of blemish on it, but overall this knife's in pretty good shape. Got some snap, it's a little soft, but we're going to be working on that. There's your sheep's foot, and you can see there's some stuff right here, and we're going to try to get that off. I don't think it's rust, I think it's just a little gunk on there. We're going to see. And a punch. Everyone loves a punch on their Stockman, don't they? And this one's rather blunt. Some of them are like needles, but that one's kind of rounded off on the end. So, yep, this is what the knife looks like overall. And I'm just going to start it. I'm going to start it soaking it in some warm water with some Dawn dishwashing liquid. Can't talk this morning. We'll see if we can't get that stuff loosened up and if that'll come off the blade. Well, after a good soaking, let's just kind of see what we've got here. Take the old toothbrush to it real quick. Clean it all off there. I'm really interested to see what we got here. Still got that blemish on there. Looks like some of it's going to come off. Yes, I think it's coming off. I don't know. I might have to take some rubbing compound to it. You got rid of some of it there. Just take a look here. Looking pretty good. Like I said, this knife was in pretty good shape when I got it, so it shouldn't take much. Well, a lot of times you see me using a Dremel tool to clean the blades and the other metal pieces off. But you know, there's something satisfying about just doing it by hand. It's just kind of fun sometimes. I find it relaxing. Some guys find sharpening relaxing. I like doing this. We'll just see what we can get done by hand here. That's kind of what I thought. There's some spots there. I think I'm going to have to get the old Dremel out for this blade anyway. See what we can do here. Well, you know, I didn't intend on this to be a cleaning video, but I guess I got into it and I can't stop. But we'll take a look at this sheep's foot. That was the worst one. And I got a lot of that stuff off. It looks like there's one tiny little blemish in there yet. It just doesn't quite want to come out. But this is just with the rubbing compound. It's not been polished. There's your bolsters. They're looking pretty good. Touched up the back springs there a little bit. They're shining right up. Our clip point so far. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, since we've gone this far, let's just drop it into some mineral oil. Just for good measure. Give it a good soaking in that. And maybe we'll get some more snap back to these blades. So just for good measure, let's give it a soaking. Well, she came out looking pretty doggone clean. Get that mineral oil on there. Shiny everything up. These blades, you know, I could use the Dremel on it and clean it up. But you know, folks, I plan on carrying this knife. So I don't need to make it really pristine. And like I said, sometimes it's just kind of fun to hand polish. This is going to look just fine. It's probably going to get scratched up after being used and everything. But yeah, just a wonderful knife. Now when you look at the tang stamp on it, there's Schrade USA and then the model number. Sometime around 1973 or 4, somewhere in that time frame. Why, it was no longer Schrade Walden, so that's probably about the rough time when they changed the tang stamps to the Schrade USA. There's no New York on it. See there? Shines up pretty good, don't it? Again, if there's a little blemish here and there, I'm not concerned with it, because this is going to be a user. I look forward to carrying this one. Does look like it has just a tiny bit of blade rub right up there. But this was a pretty easy one to do. So yeah. There's our main blade. I just love these long, slender clip points. And in doing a little, just minimal amount of research, there's 2 versions of this knife. This one has the punch, and there was also one that had the SPEY blade instead of the punch. So it's believed, and I don't know this for a fact, but it's believed that the one with the SPEY blade kind of come out first, and then this one here with the punch. But yeah, it cleans it up here just a little bit. And it doesn't have to be fantastical. That's awful nice and clean there. Now a lot of times I try to get everything highly polished because I'm kind of putting them up for the most part. And a lot of them come in with some rust on them and this and that. You want to make sure and get rid of the rust and all that. But you know what, for this one, this is going to be a user. So it really didn't take all that much. I probably really didn't even have to use a Dremel on it at all. I mean, you know how it is. You get to cutting things, your blades are going to get scratched up and all of that. So, but just what a fine knife this is. I don't give Schrade enough credit, I don't think. They're just wonderful knives. And it was a shame to see them go out of business. Yep. What I like, if you look close, Let me wipe this off here real quick. Well, let's just shine this blade real quick. I want to show you something here. Maybe it'll stand out a little bit better. Rub, baby, rub. You can see the grind lines in it. I like seeing that on a blade. I don't know why. I just think it looks cool to see those grind lines. Yeah. That's another way you can tell that your blade's probably not been used too much. It's not scratched, and you can still see the grind lines in it really nice. So, one more time here, let's take a look at this wonderful old classic vintage Schrade Stockman. So thanks once again, Terry, for such a wonderful open tag. Down here in the lower right hand corner, I'll put a link to one of my playlists, that big round knife delight, so smash that if you'd like to subscribe. And down in the lower left hand corner, well, that's just the next video that YouTube thinks you should watch. So until next time, have a very delightful day.